Now on 10 News, new details tonight about the troubled life of the Arizona shooting suspect.
And the medical training in San Diego that may have helped save Giffords' life.
Plus, we get answers about the astonishing number of potholes plaguing our streets this winter.
First tonight, new clues and new information about this man, Jared Loughner, the suspected shooter of Congressman Gabrielle Giffords and 19 others. TJ Winnick is in Tucson with what prosecutors have uncovered about the suspect's state of mind.
Evening. While survivors of the shooting rampage here in Tucson continue to recover here at the hospital, this vigil outside continues to grow day by day. This has been a place where locals can come to be alone with their thoughts despite being among so many others. Jared Loughner appeared in federal court Monday with a shaved head. He showed no emotion and appeared to smirk as the judge spoke to him. He is charged with several counts of murder and attempted murder, and one charge for attempting to assassinate Congresswoman Gabrielle Giffords.
This is somewhat dysfunctional family, and this individual has probably been trouble for some time.
Led by the president, who will attend a memorial service in Tucson on Wednesday, the nation paused for a moment of silence.
I'm spending a lot of time just thinking about the families and reaching out to them.
At University Medical Center in Tucson, where the shooting victims are being treated, the swelling of Giffords' brain has remained under control.
Every day that goes by and we don't see an increase, we're slightly more optimistic.
This is where the youngest of the victims, 9-year-old Christina Taylor Green, attended the 3rd grade.
But I found her picture on the news and I just started crying my eyes out.
And we are learning more about the 5 others who lost their lives. There is Gabe Zimmerman, a recently engaged aide to the Congresswoman. Dorwin Stoddard died protecting his wife and high school sweetheart, Mavie. Dorothy and George Morris were high school sweethearts as well, married 55 years. George survived, Dorothy did not. Federal Judge John Roll had just left Saturday morning mass, and Phyllis Schneck, who loved volunteer work, cooking, and her son and daughter. It certainly appears there were several signs that Jared Loughner had been planning something sinister, including a goodbye message he had left on a friend's voicemail. In Tucson, TJ Winnick, 10 News.
And one of the surgeons treating the Tucson victims is a former Navy surgeon.
Dr. Peter Rhee was based here and trained here in San Diego. 10 News reporter Itika Malanis is in Balboa Park now with his unique experience that prepared Rhee for the carnage in Arizona.
It was during his tenure here at the Naval Medical Center in Balboa Park that Dr. Peter Rhee gained the rigorous experience that prepared him for the massacre in Tucson and saving the life of a congresswoman.
I knew.
Dr. Peter Rhee, a former Navy doctor based in San Diego, told ABC's Diane Sawyer he had no doubt Congresswoman Gabrielle Giffords would survive the bullet pumped into her brain at close range.
Of the people who come with a gunshot to the head, most of them can't follow commands. She wasn't speaking, but I know she is thinking. Okay,
when you can see it.
Yeah,
when you're talking
when you tell her to squeeze your hand, she squeezes your hand. Let go, she lets go. She's thinking.
That steely confidence comes with years of treating hundreds of war injuries as a trauma surgeon in Iraq and Afghanistan. Dr. Rhee worked in combat hospitals like this one that looked more like a bunch of tents cobbled together where patient after patient was rushed in. Much like the horrific scene in Tucson where more than a dozen people were shot at once.
I think all those people are lucky that Peter was there.
Cardiac surgeon Dr. James Hemp was Dr. Rhee's director at Balboa's Naval Medical Center.
I think it probably makes him exceptionally well prepared to deal with what's called a mass casualty situation. Several people arriving with traumatic, penetrating injuries at one time.
Surgeons removed a portion of the Congresswoman's skull, which they will replace when the brain swelling goes down, a technique developed on the very Middle Eastern battlefields where Dr. Rhee once served. Itika Malanis, 10 News.
Local politicians are sounding off about the Tucson shooting.
I think that he was influenced by the incredible kind of violent rhetoric that was going around.
Congressman Bob Filner called into LaDonna Harvey's talk show today on KOGO AM 600, talking about the suspected shooter, Jared Loughner. On Saturday, Filner told our media partner, the San Diego Union Tribune, that Nick Popovich supporters threatened him on election night. It's a claim that Popovich denies.
No, absolutely not. Why would I tolerate that? I'm a United States Marine. I wouldn't tolerate that sort of thing.